So you can think of this bill as an extra value meal for greenhouse gas reductions, a combination of affordable, tasty strategies for making a dent in the state's carbon footprint, achieving energy independence, and helping small businesses save money. In summary, EQC would be authorized to develop rules for standards for consumer and commercial products that contain rare, high-potency greenhouse gases, requirements to maintain or retrofit trucks to reduce aerodynamic drag, requirements to prevent tampering with vehicle pollution control systems, standards governing the energy efficiency of tires for passenger cars and light-duty trucks, requirements for checking tire pressure, and idling restrictions for trucks and ships. Generally, these strategies have been selected because they achieve the greatest greenhouse gas reductions with the least economic impact. They're common sense strategies that have been adopted or are in the process of being adopted by other states. Now, if the strategies I've previously mentioned are the fries and the soda of that extra value meal, the cheeseburger is one I haven't mentioned yet, the low carbon fuel standard. The Environmental Quality Commission would be permitted to adopt rules to reduce the carbon emissions associated with fuel by 10% by 2020. Colleagues, a low carbon fuel standard is about energy independence, it's about price stability at the pump, and it's about putting Oregonians to work producing Oregon fuels. In this state, colleagues, we spend $2 billion every year on fuel. That's $2 billion a year from the pockets of Oregonians, virtually all of which leaves this state, some of it helping to line the treasuries of those who are financing terrorism. And every dollar that we spend on oil, colleagues, is a dollar that we're not spending to support Oregon jobs or invest in the Oregon economy. A low-carbon fuel standard says that over time we'll replace some of this oil with cleaner fuel, with cellulosic ethanol, with biodiesel, with electricity, with hydrogen, and others. And this is cleaner fuel not just because it produces less greenhouse gases at the point of combustion, but cleaner over the entire life cycle of the fuel. Cleaner to produce because it doesn't require energy-intensive extraction techniques, and cleaner to transport because it is produced locally or domestically, not in Saudi Arabia.
And let me be clear, flexibility is exactly what we need. There is no silver bullet on confronting climate change. Every strategy that we have, every arrow in our quiver is going to be necessary. And
I was kind of following the Happy Meal theme, and my question is, in your closing, are you going to cover the dessert of the McFlurry of regulations?
I was actually planning to get to the surprise toy of lower gas prices, more jobs for Oregonians, and energy independence.
I think it's clear that the economy and the environment are not in conflict, and that there's little question the days of passing legislation that would help the environment or spur investments in Oregon business or help protect Oregon consumers are passed. House Bill 2186 does all of these things.
Now, I recognize the broader subject of addressing climate change or moving towards energy independence, developing clean fuels, and government's appropriate role in that is one about which there is considerable disagreement. Should government allow the market to run its course unchecked, assuming that the invisible hand will somehow solve our problems of energy independence, clean fuels, combating global warming? I think most Americans who've experienced oil price instability, the financial sector meltdown of the last year, most Americans would say no. We don't take our hands off. At the same time, I think if we ask, should government pick a winner, a single product or a single technology to solve these problems, to get us off oil, to develop local fuels, most Americans would say no. This bill, and in particular the low-carbon fuel standard, sets a middle path between those two extremes. It says that government will set a standard for the overall carbon emissions associated with the life cycle of the fuel, and it will let the market figure out the most cost-effective, consumer-friendly way to meet that mandate, whether it be electric cars, cellulosic ethanol, hydrogen, or other technologies. Colleagues, House Bill 2186 represents a prudent, cost-effective, flexible path forward as we attempt to reduce greenhouse gas emissions from our transportation sector, and I urge your aye vote.
House Bill 2186A, having received the constitutional majority, is declared passed.